Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is, do exes come back when you've moved on? Now, this is video number 212. If you have a question you'd like for me to consider featuring on the Love Chat, please write it in a comment below. And if you'd like to help my channel out, I'd be so very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like, which YouTube will then use to show to more people so that you can find helpful information before you find the manipulative information. Last but not least, I'm doing a coaching sale. All my coaching services are discounted until January, the new year, and so if you'd like coaching, just visit my website, thelovechat.net/coaching. Now then, let's jump into the topic. Do exes come back when you've finally moved on? So this is one of those popular ideas that you hear among all these different dating coaches, and the basic idea is this. I've moved on, I'm over it, I'm done, I did my crying, I've cried my tears and all of that sort of stuff. I've hit the gym, I've talked to the counselor, I've worked on myself, I am better. And then as soon as I'm ready to really embark in the world and date new people and try new things, you get the phone call. It's your ex. You never thought they'd reach out, and you've told yourself that you're finally over it, and here they are. Seemingly the second you've just gotten past this chapter of your life, they reach out, and here they are. How frustrating is that? The one question you hear is, do they come back as soon as you've moved on? Or more aptly, why do they come back as soon as you've moved on? Is there some disturbance in the force, as Craig Kenneth put it? Is there some change? Do they sense that your energy has been taken from them and restored back to you? The real answer, the one that nobody wants to talk about, is, we don't know. So, what's the rationale behind this? You can't say they reached out as soon as you got over them, because if you got over them January 1st, and they reached out April, well, then you didn't just get over them. They reached out sometime after you've gotten over them. Do you kind of get what I mean? The period of time where you will be missing your ex, wanting them back, is finite. It only lasts a certain period of time, and then after that, you're over them forever. So if they've reached out within the period of time that you're still wanting them, maybe it's 6-7 months, something like that, maybe it's 2 or 3, we don't know, then fine. But if they reached out anytime after the other side of that threshold, right? I'm over them January 1st, they reached out February, March, April, May, whatever. Well, that gives them a short window to reach out when you still want them, and forever to reach out when you no longer want them. What am I really saying here? I'm saying it's perspective. Because from your angle, yeah, they reached out when I no longer wanted them. But you can't say never, they never reached out again, because never hasn't happened yet. Never is forever. It's until the day you hit the ground. You can never say that they have never reached out to you because you're not done experiencing never. I realize that this is sort of a weird thing to talk about, and so I do recommend you watch this video again because I'm getting confused just making it. Maybe a more helpful mentality or rationale is, when exactly did you move on? Were you even aware of it? Maybe you really began moving on 2 months ago. And I hate to bring this up, but I feel like it has to be said. Sometimes there's just plain coincidence. Sometimes it had nothing to do with how you moved on, when you moved on, who you moved on with. It doesn't matter if Mercury was in retrograde, or what sign you are, or what law of attraction mantra you used. Sometimes it's just plain coincidence. And not to really drive the point home, but I deal with tens of thousands of people a year at this point, and I hear tons of stories of exes who came back when their partner still wanted them. And I hear cases where exes never reached out again, obviously bearing in mind what I said earlier about the idea never. And I take particular issue with this idea because the core idea is based out of hope, and you guys have heard me talk about hope before. I don't think it's particularly useful. It's not really going to affect your chances. In fact, it's only going to make you hurt more unnecessarily. So I don't like defining hope or doom. I like to just think, hey, my chances are my chances, and I'm going to work on myself and do what I got to do. I'm going to go with what I know definitely works. And look, I've been there, right? We want to know that anybody has the answers. We want to know that there's a way to increase our chances because we're in a state of desperation sometimes when we don't have somebody who gave us all of this love and validation. And we know that it's probably not the healthiest way to be if we are really focusing all our effort on moving on, air quotes, because if we are to stop and assume that this is real, in other words, that your ex has a much greater chance of coming back as soon as you've moved on, if we're assuming that that's real, then believing that idea actually stalls you. It doesn't help you move on quicker, because let's sit down for a minute and just consider the very idea, right? Your ex comes back, or they sense a disturbance, they sense that you're over them, and that's when they want to come back to you the most. That's when they're thinking about you the most, and that's when you get that phone call. Folks, am I saying it never happens? Not at all. Is it creepy? Sometimes, yeah, it's kind of weird. It makes you doubt the very idea. But if we are stopping and assuming that it's real, the idea that as soon as you've moved on, your ex will come back to you, or reach out to you, or whatever, well, then that very idea will stall you, because you'll say to yourself, right, okay, I know what I have to do. I have to work on myself and get over my ex, and then I can get them back. Well, that's giving you hope. And we know that hope keeps you hooked for longer. So, here at the Love Chat, I like to give more scientific examples of things like this. So, here is a theory, and I have observed it thousands of times across the people that I coach, both open on the Discord, privately, or maybe even on the live streams. And it is simply this: the spectrum theory, which is you start on one end, your ex starts on the other end, and with the benefit of time and space and self-love and self-work, etc., you both begin moving towards the center of this spectrum. And then at one point you meet, and that meeting is the contact that you were expecting. Now, maybe, so in a much less serious way of putting it, look, you took some time to heal, they took some time to miss you, and you've both experienced the relationship together, and so usually there's a bit of time that's equivalent. Meaning, if it took you 2 or 3 months to snap out of your anxiety and work on yourself, it might take them 2 or 3 months to begin realizing that they miss you. My friends, believing in every theory that you hear, though some of them are more plausible than others, or the law of attraction, or certain positive affirmations, or withdrawing your energy from them, I'm not going to say that these things aren't tempting ideas. But by investing your time, energy, and belief into these ideas, you ignore the core ideas that we know work. Self-love, having a healthy and well-balanced approach to yourself and those around you. So, does your ex reach out right when you've moved on? Look, I'm not going to say I know everything. I'm not going to say that I can explain everything away. But more often than not, and with the reasons that I've seen, I believe that it's a simple matter of coincidence. And that if you want to increase the chance of your ex reaching out, it's always the same. No contact, focus on yourself. You'll be surprised what a positive attitude can accomplish. That's all I had for today. If you found my video helpful, I'd be very grateful if you'd subscribe and hit like. Please let me know what you thought about this video and what topics you want to see in the future. Additionally, if you'd like private live streams with me, one of which is happening this Sunday at 2 p.m., exclusive episodes of The Love Chat, and free giveaways of my best-selling book on Amazon, just visit my Patreon, patreon.com/thelovechat. Oh, and don't forget, we have a subreddit, so join us there. reddit.com/r/thelovechat. Until next time.